Hello and welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and I hope that everyone had the most amazing, fun, exciting, family and friend filled Thanksgiving. So it's Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and happy Thanksgiving. I know that I am 3 days late. Four days late. Because let's see, Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, which has been like extraordinary. I got Thursday and Friday off, so I've had a super long weekend, which meant I was able to spend some time with my friends, my family. I hope that everyone else was able to enjoy their weekend as well. Welcome back to Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and happy Thanksgiving. I know I'm a few days late, but I hope that everyone had such a special, fun, and relaxing Thanksgiving. I know I'm super blessed. I was able to go home. I had Thursday and Friday off, so I was able to visit with my family in Iowa. It is the last year that Lily is going to be in the house. Next year she's going to college, which is really crazy that she's just growing up, right? And it also means that I'm post-grad and I'm an adult, and now she's going to be an adult. So that's really bizarre to me, but my family was able to all come together. So my sister, who lives in Alabama, was able to join us, and her husband and daughter were able to come. My other sister was able to come with her husband and 2 children, and it was a really great time for all of us to just be together. Got to see my nieces and nephews. Honestly, that's the best, but I'm super glad that I was able to have that extended time off, which I know not everybody is able to. So I know that last year I wasn't able to, so this year I took advantage of it and was just so happy to be home, and it was great. So honestly, we left on Wednesday night after I got done with work, and we were all packed up, which was great. I had packed up on Tuesday night, literally everything in the house. I was putting in my bag, and I guess I was a little bit more nervous this time because I was running in the Des Moines turkey trot, and I was oh my gosh, I gotta make sure I have everything. I didn't know the temperature of Iowa. It can be really warm and nice, or it can be super cold. So it's I've got to just make sure I have enough clothes, enough layers, that if I need to switch some things out, I'm able to switch some things out. But luckily we didn't have to drive the entire way to Iowa on Wednesday night, because if we had to drive the full 6 hours, I would have just been so exhausted and tired. But luckily we were able to stay in Des Moines with one of my very best friends, Andrew and Rachel, and we crashed over at their house, which was perfect because my race was in Des Moines. So we got there around 10:30, 11 o'clock, so immediately crashed, went to bed, because not only had I packed the night before, but that day I got up at 5 o'clock to clean our house. I absolutely hate when I go to travel and then I come home and my house is a complete disaster. I hate it when there's laundry in the washer and dryer. I hate it when there's dirty dishes everywhere, because when you get home from traveling, you're oh my gosh, I literally don't want to do anything. I want to sit on the couch. I want to relax, recuperate before you have to go to work or have any other obligations in your life, right? So I woke up at 5. I cleaned for 2 hours before I went to work on Wednesday, and I was bussing around. It always sucks too, because the clothes that you want to wear on your trip are usually dirty. they're usually your favorites, and so you're having to like pull them out of the wash or dig up out of the dirty hamper to find them. So that's why I like just like cleaning the house, getting it nice and ready. A weekend from now, we'll be hosting our like home warming 2 years later, just about. But we're gonna have some of our friends over, so it's also like prep for that, right? Because the week after Thanksgiving is usually crazy where I work. We're trying to get everything done. It's the end of the month. Like there's a lot going on. So I just wanted to prep myself for success, and I cleaned the house. And then I had a full work day. I got up at 5, I drove home, I didn't get home until 6, and I was like exhausted. Luckily Garrett drove. I did drive to like the town closest to us because I had to run to Target, pick up some of those last minute Thanksgiving gifts, some wine. We also hadn't had supper, so we had the Target sushi, which was actually pretty good. And Garrett and I do like to make it a fun travel trip when we go, but I will say we decided that we are going to be packing a cooler from now on. A cooler full of like drinks and also like some prepared snacks, because honestly fast food just doesn't do it for me anymore. It's so gross. I hate waiting in line. I hate eating it. Like it makes you feel even worse when you're traveling, because it's like, okay, now I have like this food that's not like super good for me, and it kind of makes me feel like crap. So honestly, like we just decided next trip we are packing a cooler and we are packing a snack bag, because it's ridiculous to like, we stopped at Target and we grabbed chips and we grabbed like drinks, and like that added 20 minutes to a ride. Now I should have pre-planned, I should have prepared, having wine on hand. Like we had ran out. That's like one of my biggest tips for the holidays, is to have wine or small little gifts like housewarming or like Thanksgiving, Christmas gifts like that you can bring. Wine is like my go-to. I've talked about wrapping like a hand towel with your wine, and it says something really cute, but since Andrew and Rachel live sleep at their house, I was like, I'm bringing a bottle of wine, you know? So, but yeah, I had like a full busy day, and it's 4 hours to get to Ames. They live in Ames. So 4 hours exactly. We are driving and we finally get there, and I was exhausted by this point. I was so tired after just like waking up and running around, and on top of that, I had like so many nerves. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I hadn't ran since October 31st on Halloween. That was like the cutoff for the turkey trot. And like I didn't know if I was ever going to get to that point of actually running the turkey trot. There were so many things against me. One, like the first thing was I wasn't sure if I was going to get Friday off and like be able to go home for Thanksgiving. And honestly, like that really was tough for me, because it's Lily's last year of being at home. My entire family was coming. I don't get to see them very often. And honestly, like I was also just emotional, right? Like things at like in my job have been like super tough, and I'm like, like I'm just stressed, right? Like we all need time to just like recoup and like come together, right? So at first I didn't know if I was going to be able to go or not. And so I was like, that's fine, like I'll sign up for the Kansas City turkey trot, because we like have a turkey trot in Kansas City. It's like the biggest city closest to me. And I was like, okay, like I'll just sign up for that one. And then it turned out like I was gonna be able to take Friday off, and so I was so happy. I immediately like started getting it in my mind that I wanted to do the turkey trot. And like nobody would do it with me, right? Like nobody wants to run. It's not that fun. It's a goal that I've like put for myself to like try to start running and taking care of my body and getting more steps in. And like Garrett's not gonna run the turkey trot with me, because like Logan, when we first started dating, you said that you were not part of like the 5K or turkey trot kind of family, and I was like, you're right. But he was like very supportive. But so then I was thinking, okay, like I'm gonna run this by myself. Like And I was trying to like come to the fact of that because one, it's like a scary thing for me. I've never ran in a race before, like ever. Like I'm not a runner. I didn't run cross country in high school. Those aren't the things that like I did. And so I was really struggling with the fact like, okay, like it's a mental game. Like, can I actually do this? And so on the 31st of October, I was like, I'm just going to try and I'm going to do it. I'm going to like see if I can run 5 miles. And I felt crazy. And Garrett was gone. He had left for Kentucky. So I was all by myself. And I was like, all right, like it won't be embarrassing if I die in the grass once it's over, or like nobody knows this goal but me. So if I cannot run the 5 miles, because I haven't been very consistent, I will say October and November have been absolute crap. And I feel like I sometimes will go through these cycles, right? Like I'm doing really, really good, and then one thing after another like kind of falls apart on me. And I've been trying to maintain a balance and not let things like overwhelm me or keep me from my goals. And I saw like a TikTok the other day and I was like, you're allowing outside forces to have more control over your life than like they're actually supposed to be allowed to. And so if you just tell yourself like, hey, like I'm not gonna let these factors affect me, like I'm not gonna allow it to affect my mood, I'm not gonna allow it to affect my goals or my dreams or what I'm trying to work for, and that's like when it's a totally mind changer. And I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, like if I am having like a perfect amazing day at work or just on the weekend or whatever, and then like one little thing comes up and I'm like so mad, right? And I'm like, okay, like my entire day is ruined. And I've been trying to section off my day. Ed Milet does this. He sections it off. It's like, okay, into quarters. So it's like first quarter, you know, like 5 to 9, and then like it's 9 to 12 or whatever it is, like however they divide up. And he's like, and so whatever happened in first quarter, I'm not letting it affect my second quarter. And so I've been trying really, really hard to also like have that for my mindset and for my end goal, my life goals, whatever. So I was like, okay, like I got past the first hurdle in quarter 1 of, all right, like I can do the turkey trot, like I'm gonna be able to go home. So I'm running in the Des Moines turkey trot. I was like, all right, and I had that opportunity. So now I was like, I just have to actually like go out and run it. And it was the deadline. The cost was gonna increase like, I don't know, $10, $15, something small. But again, like if I could, you know, make a decision that night, then I would be able to, one, save some money, right? That's important. And also like practice being decisive. So I put on like my little running gear. I had a half day on Halloween. So I was really excited about that. Rowdy got her stitches out. I put on like my pants and my shirt and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I like drank, I had an Alana New witch's brew because it was Halloween. I was like, yes, like I'm gonna drink it, it's gonna be amazing. It was really, really good. So I set my Apple Watch goal, and if you're like me, like you have friends on your Apple Watch or whatever, like I have friends on my Apple Watch. And so I was like, great, like what if I don't make it to 5 miles and they see me like in my activity at like 4 miles or 3 miles, like that's gonna be embarrassing. And I just had to remind myself like, okay, the friends that I have on my Apple Watch, I have like 3. I have Garrett and like Rachel and my friend Kennedy. I was like, this is fine, like they'll see, they'll know, it's fine. And I like started jogging and I made it down to the halfway point and I felt like I could not breathe. I definitely like, I guess I overestimated myself on this like practice run on October 31st. And it's halfway and I'm gasping for air. I'm overheated. It's hot. Like I went to throw up. I actually almost did. I like had my hands on my knees. I was like trying to breathe like that, right? Like I was like trying to just like get it together. I was like, all right, like I can feel blisters being worn into my foot. I had like just gotten the Hokas. I loved them honestly, but they weren't like super broken in yet. So I had like blisters starting, I could tell. I was like, all right, like nobody's here to pick me up. Like nobody's coming to get me. Garrett is gone in Kentucky. So like he literally cannot get me like at all. Like he won't be able to. And so I just like sat there. I was like, all right, like I'll rest like a minute or 2 minutes and then like I'll go. And I rested for like 5 minutes. And I had paused my Apple Watch, so I was like, I'm not letting this affect my time at all. So then I like you got this. And I just started like running. My feet hurt, everything hurt, my lungs hurt. I definitely had not ran at all in October. I had like ran for a good amount of the summer and then like it just kind of went to crap. And so I finally like get to like 3.25, 3.5 miles, and I like start to walk and I feel horrible. I'm like walking and I hate walking. Like I hate it when I'm like trying to reach a goal or do something, and I was like, it's fine, like as soon as you feel like you can run again. So it's like run, walk, run, walk, run, walk. And I felt absolutely shitty. And then I ran like my last mile and I died in the grass. Like I took off my shirt and I just like laid in the grass. I was dead. I took off my socks because I felt like my feet were just on fire. I laid there and I breathed. I was so proud of myself though, because I had gone 5 miles. It didn't matter, like after I got to the end of the goal, it did not matter that I had walked. It did not matter that I had taken a break for 5 minutes. Like 5 miles is still 5 miles. And I was so proud of myself. I started crying and I was like, okay, like I have December, I have November. I have the full month of November to train and to try to like improve, to run the entire thing, not to walk any of it. I was like, all right, that's a benchmark. And I signed up that night. I was like really happy for myself. And I also tried to remind myself, because on Strava, I would like take notes on what was like hurting. And it was never really my lungs on Strava when I was doing like 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. It was like my calves. And in this instant, like my calves did not hurt at all. And I was like very proud of myself, because the thing that had been killing me all summer was like finally strong enough to like run. And I was like, okay, like I remember when 1 mile was hard, and I remember when I didn't know if I could make it 2 miles. Like this summer, I literally tried so hard. I'm not a runner. I am not in perfect shape at all. And I was just like, I've got to start somewhere. I've got to like just try, because it's something that I want to do. And I love like seeing all the runner girlies. And I was like, oh, like I need to find something that I truly love myself and will keep me active and will keep me pursuing like to be the healthiest version of myself. And so I was like, you know what? I did it. Like I felt so good. I also felt so crappy. I got in the shower and I just like let the water run all over my body. It was like, that sucked. But I signed up for it and I was like, it's in my head, like I'm gonna do it. So like I'm signed up, I'm gonna do it. The next thing was like trying to find someone to watch our dogs. And I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to find someone who can like watch them, because usually like my brother watches them, but with the holiday, like, and also we're leaving on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like he's gonna be at his mom's, he's gonna have other things going on. So I asked like my favorite gal, Elizabeth, and I was like, please, can you watch them? I know it's a holiday. I'm not sure what you're doing for the holidays, but I would be so grateful if you could. And she could. And that was like the next thing. So because I was worried about like my dogs having to stay in the car, like when I ran, and it would be like an hour in the car. I was like, that's not good for them. It's not good for me. It's definitely not good for Garrett. Because it would be in like a parking garage and we would have like a bunch of people around. So I was like, okay, one more thing checked off the list. And I know that it seems like silly that I'm trying to work out all these things for like a small race. And again, like it wasn't like qualifying for anything. It was not like a super, super big deal to anyone but me. I was going to be doing it by myself. It was going to take away like a little bit of family time because I wasn't gonna get to my mom's until like 1 o'clock, so that's like another thing. But it was to prove to myself that I could actually do something, right? Like I could put my mind towards something that I really, 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 really wanted to do, a goal I had set out for myself. And even though like I fell off the tracks a little bit and I did not train exactly how I'd like to train, and there's definitely opportunities for improvement, I was still so proud of myself that I'd like worked out all of these things. So I was like, yes, like it's gonna work out, it's coming together. Garrett was super, super supportive because he had to like drive down, right? Like someone had to drive this. I can't see at all in the dark. And so I was like, okay, it's coming together. Like this will be perfect. This will be grand. So we get to Andrew and Rachel's, we get to bed, I'm nervous, I can feel like all of the like nerves and excitement coming through. I was like, it's kind of like Christmas to me, like I'm waiting for Christmas. And so I was like, all right, like here we go. So I go to sleep as quick as possible, which I was pretty tired, so it didn't really like, wasn't that big of a deal, but I was like, okay. And then my body woke me up at 5 o'clock again because I wanted to sleep in. My race wasn't until 9 though. I was like, golly, like I'm waking up so early for this race. It was 30 minutes away from Ames, so Des Moines is 30 minutes from Ames. And I was like, I realized this, it's only 30 minutes. I wanted to leave by 6:20 from Andrew and Rachel so that we could get there. Bag pickup for like your registration, for your bib, for your like goodie bags essentially was at 7:30. So I was like, ugh, like I gotta make sure that I can grab my bags and stuff. I don't want them to be like a whole bunch of people and not be able to pick up my bag on time. So I was like just nervous about it. I never ran it. I didn't know anybody who had ran it. And I just wanted everything to go as perfect as possible, right? Like as perfect as possible because I'd worked so hard to get there. Let me back up. I worked hard to coordinate the plans to get there. I should have worked harder running, but I try not to let that stress me out that I should have ran more or I should have like kept up with some training. It's fine, like I'm over that part. So we get there, I get my registration, we're walking around, nobody is there because we were like 3 hours early. Not really, it was like 2.5 still. And so we're like hanging out, I take a photo in front of the big fat turkey and I put my bib on and I'm just hanging out. Garrett and I walk around a little bit and I can feel the nerves like coming because I didn't know if I was going to be able to run the 5 miles because when I practiced, and I did not run any of November, like at all, there was nothing. I will say, I played pickleball and that was about it. I've been going on some walks during my lunch break, but really and truly, like I had not ran. So I was like, it might be like how I did the 5 miles, but I was feeling good and it was perfect temperature. It was like 40 degrees out. It was beautiful, a little bit overcast, not too overcast. And I was like, all right, let's go. I'm wearing Lululemon leggings. I'm wearing like a sports bra from Walmart. And then I had my brewer shirt on. I had this like Carrollton River Bottom Brewing long sleeve shirt on and a vest that I got 50% off from Dick's Sporting Goods like last time I was down at my mom's. So that's what I'm wearing. Socks, my hookahs. I'm feeling good. And I did try to make a TikTok, I will say that. I was like, okay, Garrett, like I'm gonna try to record like a little bit of a TikTok. Like I need you to stand all the way over there so I can record my TikTok. And I like had my intro, and then it's time to get in line, and I am by myself, and I felt like a little bit, a little lonely, but not like too bad. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, everyone is here with their families. I'm here by myself, which is fine. Lots of people can run by themselves. Like there's several people. You can't expect everyone to have like the same sport as you or to want to do the same things as you. So I was really trying to like allow myself to not be a part of the crowd, to not be like have to have my friends around me at all times, not to rely on other people like wanting to do it so then I would want to do it, right? Like trying to just, I want to do it. I don't need anybody else to do it with me. I'm an adult. I'm a big girl. I can pursue my dreams even if nobody else wants to pursue my dreams. Like they're my dreams for a reason. They're not others. So I sent in my race. I was like, all right. And they had this little app to track you. So on like your bib, they had a tracker, and then like on your phone, you had a tracker. So Andrew and Garrett both had like me on their phones, and so they would send me like cheers throughout the race, and some of them was like, good job, pick up the pace. I was like, crap. But I could feel the excitement. Like I'm finally there. I worked so hard to coordinate everything. I'm finally at the race, and it's 9 o'clock. The first wave, second wave, third wave, and I was like the fourth wave. I was like, okay. And so I get running, and the first like little mile is uphill. I was like, crap, maybe I'm not cut out for this, but it felt so good. My legs felt good, my lungs felt good, everything felt so good. And I was like, hold back, because everything that I listen to, they say when you get to your race, like you want to go all out. And one of my favorite, What Runs You, that is her ad on Instagram and TikTok, I believe. She says, you want to have like stored energy in your legs to like then want to go. So then when it gets to like the last miles, like you're able to like go fully. So I was like, all right, storing the energy in my legs. And my first split was 11 minutes, 52 seconds. And I was like, my regular mile is like 9:40, 10, like if I'm just running 1 mile. So this mile was already 2 minutes slower than like my normal. I was like, that's not like super good, but it's not really bad. I was trying super hard to just like meet myself where I was at and like tell myself it was okay. I was trying to have that stored energy in my legs. I was like, we got this. I felt really good. I was like, okay, first mile down. We have to like get the second one, get it a little bit faster. Let's go. And my second one, I shaved like 20 seconds off of it. It was 11:34. So I felt really good. It was like, okay, like we're gaining momentum. I could feel the runner's high. I was feeling super good about myself. My legs felt good. And I was like, okay, like 2 miles down, I only have 3 to go. So my next one, I remember like passing the 3 mile sign. This was like kind of at the point at 2.5 miles where it split off, where you could do the 8K or the 5K. When I had like started, when I was standing at the starting line, I told myself like, I'm doing the 5 miles. Like I know I can do it, even if I didn't train, even if my training wasn't good. I know that my body can do it because it's done it. And like the temperature was a lot hotter that day and like more humid. So I was like, I can do this. And I split off to the 8K. I'm running and I passed the 3 mile sign. I was like, still feeling so good. I was like, this is why runners run. Like up until this point, I've been struggling. Like I will say like race day is the reward. Like that's the fun part. And I was like, yes, like this is so much fun. These miles are like kind of flying by. I was trying to like TikTok each mile. I was like, mile 1 down, 11:52, mile 2 down, like whatever. And I was trying to do that as I went on my race. And because I was by myself, I was like, nobody knows me here. Like nobody's gonna care that I am trying to TikTok my race for me, like so that I can be happy and like look back on it and be proud of myself. And so it's like awesome. 3 miles, I'm over halfway. Like over halfway, I can do these 2 miles there, back, and I'm finished, right? And so my 4th mile was 11:19, so very consistent. And then my last mile was 10:46, and I felt like my last mile could have been like 10 minutes. Like I wasn't sure how hard the race was going to be. I wasn't sure like for the elevations. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I think that if I had known the race and knew if I had run it like one time, I would have been able to pace myself better. But I ran, like I sprinted out the like last little bit, and I felt like I could still run 1 more mile. And I had never felt that way before. All the other miles that I ran, I felt good, but like not as excited. There was adrenaline. Like it was just a really, really great time to like pass that finish line. I was like, yes, like I got a free mug. So I got my mug. You could fill it up with hot chocolate. Personally, like I just needed water. Oh, I will say, every time they offered water, I took water. I was like, yes, give me that water. I was trying to run, like when I took the water, and like it sloshed all over. It was very embarrassing. I cannot stand people who threw it on the ground when there was a trash can right there. Like literally threw it on the ground before the trash can. I know that a lot of big time races, like they do that. They like throw it on the ground. It's not a big deal. But for me, I was like, the disrespect. Like there's literally a trash can right there. You could have threw it in the trash can. You're walking. Like you're not trying to PR. Like if you are near me, you're definitely not PR. I don't know. Maybe that's hateful to say, but I was like, come on, like just throw it in the garbage. It's right there. I'm talking like a foot away. People are like throwing it on the ground. I was like, that's ridiculous. You can aim for the trash can. If you aim for the trash can and it accidentally like falls out, like not in the trash can, like, okay, fine, like you tried. I was like, are you kidding me? All these people like throwing it on the ground. I was like, that is just hateful. But I finished up. I was really, really happy with my time. I will say, like, I set my pacer to like alert me. I wanted to do like 11-minute mile, which I will say I was consistent on like around 11 minutes, but I couldn't hear my pacer because I kept getting cheers from Andrew and Garrett, or like text, or like, because I had my Apple Watch going and then I had the race app going, and so they were like both talking to me, and I didn't know, like I tried to look down to see like where I was at. So I will say for my next race, like I will only have one app going. I will not have cheers turned on. Like I just want to be able to focus on like my pace, and I will say like I'll incorporate more training. But for me, like I will say like it was something that I did that made me like very proud of myself, right? Like I set out to do a goal and I accomplished that goal, even though there's so many things like that kept me from achieving that, like that were thrown up in my way, and I just like kind of overcame them in different ways, right? Like so I was very, very proud of myself for doing something by myself, setting like a goal, getting out of my comfort zone, like doing all those really great, sometimes super, super hard to do things. And overall, like I'm very, very happy with it. I think my overall time, I just had a burp. My overall time was 56:50. And so it's like, all right, like that's pretty good. It was under an hour, which is what I wanted to do, because when I ran on Halloween, it was like an hour 6 minutes, right? Like so I wanted to be under an hour, and I had accomplished that, so I was really, really happy with my overall time and with myself, and I was just like really, really grateful. So I will say my most challenging part of the entire experience was like the mental game that I could actually do it, because I was like, dang, 5 miles, it's gonna be an hour. Like I had that in my head. I was like, it's gonna be an hour. Like you gotta lock in, you just gotta do it. Like there's no way it's gonna be like faster than an hour. So I just know like I'm going to be consistently running for 1 hour. Like just get it in your head. You can do it as fast or as slow as you want. Obviously, like I had my goal, I had my expectation. I'm gonna like try to keep around 11 minutes per mile. And I like got over the fact that like there's gonna be so many runners that are gonna have like 7-minute miles. Like they're gonna be super, super fast, 7 minutes, like book it. And like maybe one day I'll get there, but 5 miles is still 5 miles. Like no matter how fast or how slow you run it, like the distance is the same. So that was honestly like really good to just like remind myself like, hey, it's 5 miles, you did it. You worked like for 3 months, you worked all summer, you tried really, really hard to do it. And like, if I didn't put in some sort of work, like there was no way like I was going to be able to run 5 miles, because like, if we think back to last January, like I couldn't even run 1 mile. So that was like the most challenging part. Like I could actually do it. Like I just had to put my mind to it. I knew my body could do it. And honestly, like my hip flexors, they hurt a little bit. My feet hurt a little bit. I felt some soreness in my hips. My calves did not hurt. My arms did not hurt. Everything else felt really, really good. So after like I was done, I was like, yeah, like I knew I could do it, obviously. The most fun part was like starting a new tradition or making it to the like race even. Like I'm here, I'm at the race. I made it. This is like the exciting part. This is like the reward part. And I was like, heck yes. Like how fun is that? Like I got to go to another city, right? Like I went to Des Moines. I got to hang out with my friends. My husband was there to support me, and like it was a lot of fun. So even if I ran it slow, like it doesn't matter. I'm still beating everyone on the couch. Like I'm still beating my past self who's never ran a turkey trot before, right? Like different versions of me who sat on the couch and who did not get out and did not strive to be active. Like I'm beating her every single day. Like I'm trying a little bit harder to just like step into that next version of myself and to keep promises to myself. So that was the most fun, like getting to the race, getting my swag. You know, I had like a little beanie, I had my race bib, I had my t-shirt, my coffee mug, and like a little tote bag. It was really, really cute. So that was the fun part, like getting to the race. And then the unexpected part about running the 8K is the energy that I had afterwards. I figured like I would be super, super tired because I'd woken up at 5, like 2 nights in a row. I had traveled, I had worked, I did all of these things. I just ran 5 miles, and instead like I had all this energy like just coursing through my body. I was really, really excited. I did not feel fatigued. I felt just like energized and ready to go. I felt so good. And so that was like the most unexpected, because I figured I would just like lay on the grass like, and I wouldn't be able to move. I finished strong. I will say like the fact that my first couple miles were like slower, that allowed me to have like that stored energy, and I was able to really kick it the last couple miles. I think that if I knew the course better, like I could have kicked it even harder, because I did feel like I had more in my tank at the very end. So overall, it was like a great opportunity. It was very exciting for me, and I cannot wait to plan like my next one, and also just like continue to enjoy running, because I never thought that I'd be able to run 5 miles without like walking or doing any of that. So that was kind of fun. Now the next morning I was super, super sore. I thought, you know, like very, very tight. I had eaten protein like afterwards to try to like restore, you know, that muscle breakdown. It was nice. We went to the tree farm. We always go to the tree farm like the day after Thanksgiving to cut down like a tree for my mom and dad's house. So we walked around like the tree farm, which was good to like exercise a little bit, but it wasn't like actual exercise, right? Like I was leisurely walking around, like I got to hang out with my family. So that was really good to like work out my muscles in a way that wasn't actually working out. I could still rest. I ate a bunch of food because my mom is the best cook. And so I got to enjoy Thanksgiving, even though I had to delay and I didn't get to my mom's until 1, like it was still a lot of fun. I got to see all of my nieces and nephews, which was amazing because I do love those kids so much. They are like all toddler kind of age, so they're running around, but they still like hugs, and Marcella can talk, like she's almost 5, so like she can definitely talk and do all of those things, but the other 2 are a bit younger, but they're so much fun to be around, and it makes the holidays even better because there's kids, right? Like we went and saw Santa at the Christmas tree farm, and so they were like excited to see Santa and Mrs. Claus, and that childlike wonder was super, super cool. But yeah, we went Christmas tree shopping. We also like played board games, which is like a huge deal to like me and my family, just like coming together to relax. I really, really wanted to watch the new Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie. I've not yet been able to because we've just been so busy. I tried to watch it at my mom's, but her Netflix like wasn't connecting. I was so irritated. I said, of course, like we've never had good internet at my mom's house, and so I was like, this is my luck. Like it won't connect, and it just like didn't connect. I was like, all right, fine. If any of you have watched the Lindsay Lohan movie, please keep it to yourself because I have not yet seen like spoilers on TikTok or anything about like different clips. I know it's probably cheesy. That is all about like the Hallmark season. They're meant to be cheesy. They're meant to be cringy. Like it all comes with the holiday season. So probably after this, like I will be watching the Christmas movie. We do have a few things to like do around the house, because we have been gone like weekend after weekend, like we've just been traveling everywhere. So that's been kind of annoying. Also, like I need to lay on the couch because after coming back from my mom's house, I caught like some sort of head cold. I feel like this happens to me every time I come back from my mom's. I don't know if my nieces and nephews just like carry the plague with them, but like every time I'm around them afterwards, I get sick. It without fail. And like my job, I work like with people every single day. So you'd think that my immune system would be better, but it's not. And so like even this podcast, I've had to stop, like I'm not even joking, like 16, 17 times because I've gotten into like a coughing fit. And like I already feel like parched and hot. Like I just like, there's so much to do on our list, and I'm like trying to rest, but also trying to be productive. And I will say, like, I'm glad that I did not feel like this on race day or the day after. I know it was my nieces and nephews. They are literally germ filled. I will say germy children. All children are germy. But I was like, without fail, like I'm always feeling the worst after a visit with them. So I need some definite like R&B, or not R&B, what is it called? Some tender loving care, TLC. Some TLC. I'd like to watch the Lindsay Lohan movie. I'm gonna lay down. Honestly, it was so nice coming home though. When we got home on Saturday, it's so nice to have like long weekends. So like Wednesday, we were able to get to Ames, ran the race Thursday, hung out with my mom on Thursday, on Friday, and then came back on Saturday. That is like so good. So then I had like the whole afternoon on Saturday, and then all day Sunday to like do whatever I wanted, which was great. But I just feel like not good, like out of breath and hot. It's the children. Like I know it's the children. Also, it's just that time of year. So take care of yourselves for sure. I like had Garrett like get takeout. So he went and grabbed some pho, so like some hot broth and noodles, and I was like, yes, and I ate that, and then I laid on the couch and I watched, of course, like it's the holiday season, this is the time to be watching Harry Potter, so we were watching Harry Potter. We also watched Enola Holmes too, which I love Enola Holmes. She's so cute, like such a good character. also like just brave and like doesn't care what anybody else thinks. Like that's the stuff I'm trying to emulate. That's the stuff that I'm trying to, have, similar characteristics, right? Because I'm trying to break out of like the people pleasing phase and doing things because I want to do them and not because someone else told me to do them. But it was so nice coming home. My house was literally spotless. Like, good job, past Logan. She was looking out for her future self by getting up early and cleaning, making sure all the laundry was done, the dishes were done, and that is going to make it even more easier to prepare for the upcoming weekend because, like I said, we have Garrett's friends coming over. And so that's like another weekend that's going to be filled with people. And I just honestly, like, I have a lot of plans for the house during the holiday season. Right now I'm sitting in one of the chairs that I've thrifted, and I've been trying to like see what colors I like on it. So I've been like grabbing swatches of different fabric and like throwing it on there. I will say this green is not, right now it's like an olive green. It's not cute. I thought I would like it. I definitely don't like it. So like before all of his friends come over, because a lot of them are going to be sleeping over. So like my office, I'm going to have to move some things around. I need to reupholster these chairs because this color it's not it. So I need to get new fabric. I need to clean. I need to make sure that we can put an air mattress in here. Garrett and I are combining our 2 rooms. So our guest bedroom is going to be more of a guest bedroom, and we're combining our desks. So I need to clean out some of my crap. And with like the end of the year, like this is the perfect time to go through your stuff and make sure that like right before the holidays, you're clearing some things up. Because 1, you're going to get gifts, or you're going to buy yourself something, or holiday decor is coming in. But also January is just around the corner. This is like the last, I guess, day of November, and then next week will be December. Well, actually Thursday, this Thursday. If you're listening to this episode when it comes out directly, this Thursday is going to be the first day of December, and we only have 31 days. Do we have 31 days? 31 days in December. Yes, of course. 31 days left in December, and then it's January. And that is the perfect time for new you, new year, new everything. So clean up. You're going to want to like get your clutter and like start fresh. So that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Just like trying to clear things up, trying to get it together. I have a lot of clutter. I'm trying so hard to like part with things. And unfortunately, while I was down at my mom's, she gave me totes. She gave me a tote full of like my childhood stuff that I saved, and then a whole trash bag full of blankets that I saved when I was younger, because she's like clearing out like all of our childhood stuff. She had 5 children, okay, 5 children. And with that, we all had like baby memorabilia, everything that we saved. And so she's trying to like manage it, right? Like she's trying to get rid of our crap. And so she like put it in my truck before we leave. She's like, here you go. Like, this is your stuff. Like, you still have other totes. So I have to go through those totes as well. And we have all of the fall decor put up. And so I'm going to pack that in the tote, put it upstairs into the attic. While we were at the Christmas tree farm this year, Garrett and I picked out 2 little ornaments. One's like a little goose with a red ribbon around its neck. Super, super cute. And the other one is like this little wooden plank. It's so little, probably only 1 inch by 3 inches. And it has like this little Christmas tree etched on it. It's so cute. But during Thanksgiving at Garrett's grandparents' house, his mom gifted me a wire tree, and it's so cute. But it's like perfect for those little ornaments, and so I'm trying to decide like if it's going to be glass ornaments or if I'm going to be having my sugar plum like Christmas tree decor. Like, I really want it so bad. I want it to be like pink and nutcrackers and just like really, really girly and feminine. So we'll see if he lets me do that. He probably will, have his own thoughts on that, because he has all these like little toy trucks that are really, really cute. But I really want to have a themed Christmas this year with like nutcrackers and stuff. So we have to get all of the Christmas decor up from the attic down, so then we can decorate Christmas and get ready for his friends to come over. So that's the holiday cheer. Also, it makes your mood like 100 times better to have like, I mean, last night while we were watching Enola and Harry Potter, I had like the fireplace going, and I had a candle from last year that we had never even burned yet. It was called Tree Farm. Are you guys like a White Barn / Bath and Body Works kind of people, or where do you get your candles? Because like Yankee candles, like I remember when those were the vibe. Do you strictly go to Marshall's and like Ross to get your candles? Like, where are you getting your candles? Because personally, we've always got them at White Barn or I just said it, Bath and Body Works. Oh my gosh. And so like we had this candle from Bath and Body Works that we didn't even use last year, plus 2 hand soaps that I had stored away. So I got the hand soaps out and I got the candle out, and I like was burning the candle, and I had these 2 little light up trees I got from Target probably 2 weeks ago. And so I had those all lit up. It was a vibe, like literally it was a vibe. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram at Logan Lee Miller. I post all sorts of stories and stuff. Or if you don't follow the podcast at Golden Hour Drip, go follow us, okay? And for the podcast, it's Golden Hour Drip. And so I'll be posting like some stories of the holiday time, also like the decor that I'll be putting up. If you have TikTok, follow us at Golden Hour Drip and Logan Lee Miller. I really like for upcoming January, I'm making it a priority to continue like posting on the social media sites, because I like took a fat break. Like I'm talking a full year of not posting like on Instagram or TikTok, just because I felt like I needed that break from 4 years of college, just like posting every single day, like for multiple years in a row. Like, so I needed that break, but now I feel like I'm ready to come back and have that like creative time. So like for me, I'm just trying to isolate the other, I guess, pressures in my life from determining my goals or like what I want to do. So I'm not like, I guess this is a little preview before my January 2nd episode, but I am just like really focusing on my goals this upcoming year and not letting any outside factors impact me. So be sure to follow on those 2 social media sites if you don't already. I know like it can be so much during the holidays, like on the content to watch, or like Christmas movies, and then your favorite creators, and then listening to podcasts, and like keeping time for yourself and spending time with family and friends and all this. So I just want to say thank you so much for being a listener of the Golden Hour Drip podcast and hanging out with me. You know, these episodes I aim for around an hour, so for you to spend 1 hour of your time just to like listen to me talk about my life, talk about the things that I've been like going through or working through, like I'm so happy to be here in your ear or played while you get ready or going for a walk or any of the things. So I just want to say thank you, especially with Thanksgiving. It just passed, right? Like I am so grateful for every single one of you, and I know like this is why I do it. It's for you guys. Like that's why I'm here, because of your constant support and listens and shares and all of those great things. So thank you so very much. But with that, I am just like looking forward to December and like spending more time with my family and friends, and spending more time like laying the groundwork for my January. Now, in the past, like there has been areas where I've like overdone it and I got burnt out really quick. So I'm trying to find that balance. I'm trying to find that sweet spot of where I am like happy and fulfilled, and one area of my life isn't like thriving and the rest of my areas of life is like not thriving. And if anything at all, like while I was running my 8K, like I just kept thinking to myself, like I can do hard things. I can do the things that like are a lot of work, and like it's not always fun. It's not always fun to like wake up early and clean your house. It's not always fun to like go and work out. It's not always fun to like meal prep or eat right or do those things that we know we should be doing. So for me, I'm like, okay, like it might not be fun, but I know I'm gonna feel a lot better like if I can get it done, and then like that's a building block for me to like step onto for like the next step or the next building block. So for me, like I've started to like incorporate you know, more things that like I'm being active and I'm having fun, because like I was saying, with like every single pay raise or like job title that I've like received, my steps in my day have like drastically gone down. My physical activity has like drastically gone down, and so like for me, I don't feel like the healthiest ever. And like I know like if my immune system was better, I wouldn't feel like as sick as I do right now. And if I felt better, like if I like took my vitamin C consistently, if I, you know, didn't accidentally skip meals or eat, you know, unhealthy. And I know sometimes like around the holidays we have this pressure to like eat healthy and do all those things, but like these core things, these core problems that I've had are from multiple months. Like they're not just like boiling down to the end of the year before January. So I don't mean to put any like pressure on anyone. These are like things that I'm personally like struggling with and trying to figure out. So for me, I know like December is going to be like a trial month before January, so that I can work out the things that have been bothering me or the stressors that I've had, so then I can just like come January like be all I got. It's just sometimes difficult with like you have work and you have if you go to school or you're working on your side hustles, or and then every single weekend is filled with family and friends, right? Or events. Like those are all great things and they should be here. But it's like, like I wish I could spend Saturday doing whatever I wanted, but I have this and that and, you know, meeting with friends and going to brunch, and those are all like great things. It's just finding that balance. So for me, like for December, I'm really gonna try hard to find my balance. I will say like I deleted TikTok for a few days so I could get back on my reading grind and like be reading. I have started actually a really good book for my book of the week, if you will. It's called Wealth Habits. It's by Candy Valentino, I think is what her last name is. Super good. It just came out about 2 weeks ago or a week ago actually. So good. I'm already like almost done with the book. I've read it so fast, but it helps like with concrete ideas about like investing and also like working on your retirement and all of those great things. So coming into like the 1st of January, I'm trying really hard to like get those ideas and get those plans on paper so then I can like start the year out right. So for me, like I'm gonna be trying to keep my holiday purchases under like a certain limit. Of course, like there's Christmas gifts that I need to get, but I do have a lot of Christmas shopping done. But it's like, okay, like, do I really need all of the like Christmas? So I guess like there's so much during the Christmas time that you want to like buy because it's Christmas themed, but I'm like, do I really need it? So I'm like trying to talk myself out of it all the time. But yeah, so that was my Thanksgiving and my turkey trot experience. I do think that anyone who wants to run a turkey trot absolutely should, or if they want to run any sort of, I guess, race, I was gonna say contest, but if they want to run any sort of distance, if it is for a specific race or if it is even just like running 1 mile every day or running a few miles every single week, I think that if you incorporate it into your daily routine, it is easily achievable. I remember when I was consistently running in June, July, and August, in September even, like it was a lot of fun. Like it was good for your body, you get moving. And so I think that if you ever want to, you absolutely should, even if you do have like other barriers pop up or like hold you back. So I guess that's like in summary, if you want to run, you should do it. So thank you so much for listening to, my Thanksgiving and my 8K. But I guess until next time, bye.